hadde bodd overnaturlige vesen side om side med det skandinaviske folk. De kan ikke merkes av menneskelige sanser om ikke de velger det selv. Usynlige har de hjulpet på gårder, hjulpet søyer på villspor å finne veien hjem, gitt assistanse ved kalving, ved harde vintre eller ved skogbranner. I retur har de fått noe av gårdens korn og melk. Vesen har fylt engene med blomster, vist mennesker veien til bortgjemte vann som kan vise dem glimt av fremtiden, og hvisket drømmer inn i ørene til dem som sover.
Hello and welcome to Vaesen. Technically a horror game, though so far they've not had a lot of horror. Then again, they also haven't found the actual mystery yet, so, you know, we'll probably get there eventually. Let us go around and have people briefly introduce themselves, and then we'll do a quick recap because, of course, we were off last week, so a lot of us are wondering what we're doing again, including me. And we'll just start with our guest of honor, Lana.
Hello. I am playing a lowly innkeep, Leelo. Leelo, as she calls herself. I'm very normal. Just totally normal.
Facts. Definitely totally normal. Let's move on to someone else who is completely and totally normal, or at least playing someone completely and totally normal. Wilde.
Oh, yes, hello, I'm Wilde, at Wilde Engineer on Twitch and Twitter, and I am playing Frederick, the servant to Linnea. And I also believe that Lana is normal.
Both Lana and Leelo.
Or Leelo.
No, you're right on both accounts.
And just all the quotes.
Speaking of Linnea, Eva. Hello.
Hello, it's me, Eva, playing your slightly willful, super naive Linnea Holmgren today, the younger Linnea.
Linnea younger, yes.
Yes.
Very convenient when your players pick names that are the same as one of your main NPCs. It's very convenient.
I was not given a character list ahead of time, so...
Look, it was a very popular name back then, so it actually kind of makes sense in an awkward way. Oh wow, I was about to use the segue, speaking of awkward, and go to Baker, but that might be rude.
You said it anyway.
It fits. It totally fits.
Baker.
I am Baker. I am playing Astrid. And in my new favorite description I've ever had of Astrid ever, provided by Lana, I play a basically drunk sorority girl up for anything.
I mean, she's not wrong.
No, she's not, and that's why I love it.
I will point out that Mare knew who I was talking about before I mentioned Baker's name. Kappa, please, save me.
Hello, my name is Kappa and I'm here to save the day, apparently. I play Rollo Liftwick, the old one, the one who is tired of everything.
Days away from retirement.
So close.
And last, but certainly not least, Mikyl.
Hi, I'm Mikyl, and I'll be playing Comric, a lowly officer in a foreign country.
I'm Anniek. I'm playing everybody else. And as a lazy DM, I like to farm out recaps to my players, which means we're going to go right back to Mikyl, who will briefly tell us what happened in game 2 weeks ago.
All right, well, after a long night on the sea, on our way to Ossel, I believe that's the name of the place that we're going, our group of seekers began to bond a bit more. Frederick attempted an arm wrestling challenge and to gain information, and that didn't go so well for him. Linnea, she did some target practice with some poor seagulls. I don't know what she has against seabirds, but it wasn't pretty. Let's see. Well, Astrid came to talk to me, and she was very apologetic for the other night. It was a disturbing situation, and I actually think that I was at fault, and she was very sweet to think of me, but I don't much deserve it, you know. Anyway, we made it to Oslo, and we, while disembarking, the quartermaster told me about an inn called the Drunken Sailor. And when we arrived, we were greeted by a vibrant woman named Leelo. And she was not a fan of the recent occupation of the church here on the island, but she did take care of us. Food and drinks and new friends. I could really get used to this. We played a drinking game until the early morning with the sailors from the ship, and Leelo seems to take a liking to Frederick, as he seems to be sizing up things. I figured the rest of us could be a good distraction to the locals while he was getting a lay of the land. So I'd like to say that it worked, but I can't really remember much with the drinks and all. Now we're gathering our wits about us and having breakfast. What a night.
Thank you very much for your recap. Some of you spend a little longer in the drinking games than others and may feel some effects the following morning. I believe some of you have to make some constitution saving throws for the Vaesen equivalent thereof. That reminds me actually of the character sheet and see what everything's called again. But Leelo was serving breakfast. I understand the recap was from Comric's point of view, so some things were missing, but quite importantly, Leelo had a bit of a chat with Frederick about sneaking around outside alone. Of course, Frederick very much claiming that it was necessary for the protection of Linnea, who spent a large part of the night flirting with drunken sailors, which is definitely not going to be a problem at any point in time at all. But yes, breakfast is not bad, honestly, for an inn in Arbor.
Turning bitches, griesmeel porridge, havermout, and a lot of honey and sugar for the on top of it.
Those are definitely words, yes. Oh, I should... we didn't do it last... Apologies to people reliant on captions. We have an NPC who barely speaks the common tongue. I think the meaning can become clear for context. And if not, we're very sorry.
I'm pretty sure I heard honey and sugar, and I'm sold.
Yeah, those are there. Yep. They're on most things, actually. The turning bitches also feature a lot of sugar. If I remember correctly, everyone was already down for breakfast. Great. I'm not hearing my own music, but I'm sure it's fine. Please tell me if it dies at some point.
There's a lot of strings. I love it.
Okay, great. I'll restart my tab at some point when I have nothing better to do.
Quite jaunty.
This is the Scandinavian folk playlist.
Freddy gets a extra big plate.
Right, Freddy.
Fresh turning pitches. And a wink.
I almost said extra bitches on the side, but I can't go there. I appreciate Leelo's willingness to give up on a lost cause in Rollo and move on to Frederick.
If Linnea sees that, she might raise an eyebrow.
He knows things, and I don't know if he's my friend yet. So, food.
we ended with a conversation, right? Like a confrontation.
Indeed. Should we continue that conversation before the start of the new morning?
Could if you I've just brought you an extra nice plate.
I thought
If you want to talk to me. Yeah, we ended up in the closet, but the DM said we went to bed, so.
I mean,
yeah, I thought it was like they were like in a
were.
back room or something, and then
Yeah.
Leelo was like, "Don't fuck
we
with
weren't
me."
like in the closet. We're not talking
Yeah.
7 minutes in heaven levels of
No,
closet.
we
You
were
were
in
in
the
a.
beer storage.
You were in like you were surrounded by booze.
We waren net als Behok.
I definitely
You-
left out the fact that it was like the next morning you asked Frederick to go with you to go help with some things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Of
also
course,
Yeah,
yes.
that's
Moving a
right.
the people who
barrel.
weren't the people who weren't in the
Yeah.
SB Hop also had someone approach their table, which we're moving on to. But if Frederick and Leelo have unfinished business, by all means, I will stand aside and try to fix my music while you have a conversation or two. I reiterate my point of view on PvP. Use it sparingly.
I had no plans to initiate the
Enjoy.
evening.
So, you have slept a night on it?
Hmm.
Are we friends? Or do we have a
Just-
problem?
Just a quick question. Do you have any intentions of hurting Linnea or anyone else in the
Of
group? I
course
guess?
not. She is a very nice girl, and I take care of everyone who comes into my establishment, except for when they are clergy and want to take my kind out of the world.
Hmm.
So of course I'm not planning on anything. You are my guests.
And do any of your people plan on hurting any of us or Linnea as it is?
Of course not. As long as if you do not hurt us or wrong us in a very stupid way, then there is no reason. We are just people living here trying to have a good time.
And I guess just for clarification's sake,
Yes.
what do you consider wronging you?
Well, if you promise to do something and you do not do it, then we has a problem and we have to act accordingly. But if you are true to your word and no lying, as I said, I do not like people who do the lying, then there is no problem. Just be your word.
All right then.
So, do we have a problem, Freddy?
Seeing as how you mean no harm, then
No.
No.
Good. And it is okay if you tell your friends about me, but make sure they understand I am just a person running an inn, well, two at this time. And I am just one of many trolls in the village, and we all live nice together, except for the asshole with these church bells. You know, there was no trouble until he came here, and it is fine. So, I trust you with my secret. Give me your word that you will not betray it, because then we do have a problem. You are free to share it with your friends, as long as they understand there is no problem.
I'll keep it close to the chest until it may be necessary to say anything.
Yes, but you still not promised me to not fuck me over.
I mean, I promise as long as you promise the same.
Of course, Freddy! Very good. Now, how many eggs do you want with your turning bitches?
Just the usual amount.
Well, I take 5, so I don't know what is for you. Anyway, I will get some on the fire. Arvid! Eieren!
Ik was aardappels aan het doen.
Dat is voor vanavond eerst eieren.
Hoeveel?
Nou, die grote jongen lust er wel 5 en die andere misschien 2 per persoon. Ik weet het niet. Hebben we nog havermout?
Griesmeel?
Ja, joh, prima. Daar kan die jam doorheen die nog op moet.
De pluizige?
Ja.
Pluizige jam, check.
Doorkoken. Anyway, oké.
Goed horen.
I go make the coffee.
As the innkeeper's assistant prepares the food, which will in no way, shape, or form poison you all, Freddy is released from his closet. I'm having way too much fun with this, I'm sorry. Meanwhile, though, the people who remained at the table, like regular humans, were approached by a scrawny-looking person in actually rather nice servant's outfit, who greeted you with a, "Hello, you were the party that needed to go to the von Kaiserling residence? My name is Tate. I am their valet. I can drive you." He is not making eye contact. We're talking eyes on the floor, shaking hands.
This is fortunate. We're not expecting to be received.
Do you wish to attend Herr von Kaiserling in the residence, or the lady in the sanatorium?
Sanatorium?
Yes.
Good.
There are many here. She's in one of the nicer ones.
I'll look over to the rest of the party and go, "Well, this is your investigation now. I'm here to observe."
Is this Agnes that you're talking about, sir?
Yes, Lady von Kaiserling.
All right. Well, can you give us directions there? We'll meet you there, because I'm not sure we're ready to go yet.
Do you intend to walk?
Is there another way of travel?
I am your driver. I have a coach.
Oh. Well, why don't you go ahead and wait outside? We'll meet you out there then.
Will do, sir.
Can I do like an observation of him, or
Yes.
he's acting real?
Let me check.
What would that
It
be?
wasn't.
You're saying that just because he called you sir?
Yeah, does he not see me?
He has no sense of propriety.
He's being too nice to me.
Yeah,
Don't
that
like
must be it. It's not like he's getting paid to be nice to you or anything.
it's the heaps of eye contact that we're getting. That's really
That must be it. Yeah, you do observation and I'll roll mine.
Okay. Oh, good. That's great. All right, I did a good job and no 6s. All right.
None whatsoever.
Cool.
Perfect. Seems to very much be what I just said out of character. Being paid to be nice to you. Like, he is told to drive you and he will drive you and be polite.
Did anybody get his name? I look around as I shoot him away and I didn't even get his name.
I think
All
he
right.
said his name was Tate.
Tate.
I could also just be making that up off my
All
notes.
right.
Sometimes I write them in a very cramped hand. And
Spelling is in chat.
so close.
So close and yet so far.
Is that teat?
Yes, but
Welcome
in
back.
Estonian. It's an Estonian name. So you don't pronounce it teat.
Oh. Okay.
Is it pronounced Tate?
Ish. You could give it a little more schwung, but then I'd have to do it all the time and I'll forget halfway through.
Okay.
And then it'd be awkward.
Yes, sorry about that. I can breathe again.
I'm very
Woohoo!
glad.
Welcome back.
Yeah.
So yeah, the kind, scrawny driver has been shooed outside. Freddy returns from the SB Hok. Leelo is serving. It's tasty food. The jam is still a little fluffy, but it's definitely being served. Extra flavor.
So
No, I don't like that. I don't like that term.
Fluffy? Wait, what does that mean?
Which part?
Well, it
What
is
does
jam.
fluffy
It is a little bit moisture in the air here. So sometimes the
mold.
jam no, not as such. It is totally eatable. It
yeah,
is
you can
just
pull it off.
yeah, you can pull it off or stir it in for extra flavor.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
Y'all never did that as kids. All
The
right.
jam has a little tang to it. Let's leave it there.
love that.
Leelo, I had a question, and thank you for being such a hospitable. I don't know quite what to call you.
In keep,
Yeah,
beautiful
that's it.
woman.
Yes, beautiful indeed. And thank you so much for the hug last night. I think that sobered me up enough to get me upstairs. I appreciate that.
Yes, we heard you snoring all the way downstairs.
Yeah, I don't remember much of that.
What is your question?
Well, I was just wondering if you knew of this sanatorium that seems like there's quite a few people there. Is this
Yes.
common?
Yeah, well, unfortunately, and also, it is religion fucks people's brains a bit. Then they think they have a problem which they don't have, and then the clerics tell them that they are wrong for wanting things, and then you go in trouble with yourself, and then
They also like to just be able to control people.
This, yes, I have never seen someone in a sanatorium who knows how to have fun and just don't be so hard on themselves. You have to work, but you also have to have fun. Have a bit of music and song, and you have to have both.
Right,
So,
a balance, you say.
As a DM, I want to briefly step in for half a second. At this point in regular Nordic history and in mythic Nordic history, so we're playing, the sanatorium isn't the horrifying place that a lot of you are currently envisioning. A lot of it is spas and mud baths and medicinal baths and chilling the fuck out while having to deal with the fact that you're a woman. You have no control over your life.
Also, out of character, this wasn't on my sheets, so I was vamping. Anyway,
No,
yes.
but just in general, yes, there are very bad sanatoriums, but there's also just there some of them are just fucking spas.
Yes, and also there are sanatoriums, but that is just what we call them when you want to get away from your husband and have a foot massage.
Yes, those are also an option. There's also the ones where they look up people who don't
Yes.
fit the mold and they call them crazy.
Yes, we
And
also have
until
those.
you Ozol, there are I think 7 or 8 sanatoriums because this is fairly a very healthy mud bath rich place. You're not sure which kind Agnes is in, and Leelo wouldn't know that either. But there are very nice sanatoriums.
But
So
if you
there's
want
not as much baggage in the word as we have now.
No, and if you want to have the best mud bath, that one is like a few streets over there. But you have to ask for Agneta because she knows how to stir the best.
Oh, okay. All right.
Linnea is furiously taking notes on that. Quick quick question.
Yes.
You said balance with the music and the song.
Yes.
I'm not sure what the difference. Isn't a song music?
Yes, but you can have music without someone singing.
Oh.
And also a song has a beginning and an end. And if you've been to good parties, the music is just there.
Linnea starts to nod, looks at Frederick, and then, stops nodding.
Linnea has definitely not been to good parties.
She thinks she has. She has not.
She thinks she has. She really hasn't.
But everybody happy? Because I have to feed a lot of sailors some sausage. Which, if I haven't given it to you because, it is a little bit smelling on the, I don't know, side. But it's good enough for sailors. They have strong stomach. So keep away from the sausage. And I'll give it to the boys. They
Very
get
much
a bit of aquavit with it, so it goes down nice.
Wonderful. Thank you, Leelo.
Excellent.
Sorry, Anniek.
Okay, so we have a few pieces of information to go off on in our investigation. Or your investigation. There's Agnes in the sanatorium, and, well, you have a ride to the von Kaiserlings to talk to, what is it, Hugo? Hugo.
I mean, he's more or less who requested us, right?
Yes.
It seems like we should talk to him first, at least let him know that we're, on the case.
I think that we should talk to the wife first. I think we've heard his version of it in the letter. I think I'd rather hear her version for a moment. Leelo, if you have a moment before we go, I'd love a moment to speak to you privately.
Sorry, what? Oh, yes, of course, darling. Is there anything you need? Is it, your aunt visiting? You need some stuff?
No, I just would like to ask you some questions.
Okay, you can ask me right now. Is no problem.
Somewhere less public, when you have a moment.
Nicolai!
Leelo, de keuken staat in de fik.
Je weet best wat je moet doen. Die wollen natte deken er even overheen pleuren en dan niet zeuren.
Ik breng op de olies.
I'll be right back. I have to save
You see flames coming from the kitchen at this point.
I will go to the kitchen and fix the problem.
Wonderful.
I couldn't understand a word of that, but the way Anniek said that so desperately made me think something terrible had happened.
So there's a small grease fire, because that's what happened when you let a hungover teenager cook breakfast. Fortunately, as Leelo was trying to explain, there is a wet wound blanket to help deal with this, and she can return quite quickly. I will say the smell in the inn is currently less than pleasant because it smells like singed, wet sheep.
Yes, well, that's not the smell of the sausage. Trust me. That smells a little bit better. Astrid, if you want to help me get some water, we can talk on the way, because I cannot stop, because it's breakfast time.
Of course. I had some, as we move away, I have some questions.
You lot has a lot of questions. Freddy yesterday, you today.
Yes. So I heard about this small, neat inn and possibly near a large crater, and I was wondering if you knew anything about that in the area.
The people at the crater? Yes, of course I know them. Good parties.
Good parties?
Yes, very good parties. You need to know someone. They need to trust you before you can get in, but good parties.
Good parties. Is there anything different about them near the crater?
Not to me.
Not to you. Okay.
Just good people having fun.
Is there anything different about this area?
Honey, what are you looking for? Because there is a lot different from where you're from, but I don't know how it is where you're from, so I don't know what is different, you know? I just know what is here.
Astrid is making a decision.
I'm sure it's a smart one.
Honey,
Probably not.
you can ask me anything, and if I can answer, I will answer. You don't have to be scared.
All right.
Is there a boy you would like me to talk to?
Not at all.
A girl? That's good too.
Yeah,
Is it Linnea?
we won't
Because
go
she
there.
is a bit dumb, but she is pretty.
Damn it. Well, Leelo, I was about to say I can see the future, but you seem to read it better than I do.
Ah, I knew there was something. But you can read the future. How nice for you. Here, hold these buckets.
Okay. I had a vision of the
A
future.
vision. Yes.
It involved a crater and
Yes.
some tailed creatures and danger involving Linnea. And a
Danger
small-
involving Linnea?
Yes, and a small, neat inn.
Well, all the inns I run are, well, neat is a interesting word. You know, you will not get food poisoning at my inn. I will not call it neat.
I know it wasn't this inn. It might.
No, I have another one.
Yes, I know. That's on my list of possibilities that it might be your inn.
Oh
in
my
the-
God.
Why am I holding my hands?
Because you were helping me. Yes, you are working on your muscles to impress Linnea.
But I'm trying to, and I don't know how much you're the first local that will really talk to us.
Yes, you are using a lot of words, but not a lot of questions.
Yes. I'm bad with people sometimes.
Oh no, honey, you're doing so well.
I need to figure out what these tailed creatures are. I need to figure out what the danger is, and I
Well,
need
the tailed creatures are not the danger, trust me. They are good people.
Okay. I'll trust you. Is it
Good.
Is it most of them are good and some of them are possibly bad, or all of them good?
Well, there was this one guy, and you know, I thought he was a good guy, and then he ran off with my goat. But, you know, it is like people. If you have a group of people, some of them will shit in your sandwich, and some of them will be very nice.
Okay.
But they're inherently... that is a long word. I'm trying. Inherently evil. I don't know. No, of course not. They're just people.
Okay. That makes sense. Not all creatures are evil. And I keep calling them creatures. You seem to know some of them. I'm sorry about that.
Well, honey, I thought Freddy told you I am one of them.
Oh, no.
And I show her my tail. Look, it is a very pretty one. I have to hide it under the skirts because of the stupid priest, but there are a lot of us in the village. And we're just people, and we live together with the humans very nicely. There is no problem.
Religion is stupid.
It is very stupid. I mean, thank the world for the food you get is good, but not let a man in a stupid dress, because it doesn't look good on him, tell you what to do.
Exactly. Would you? But I don't know if it would be any better, because I don't know if you're directly connected. But you know of the craters.
Of course, I have family there. Where do you think Nikolai and Arvid come from? They are my stupid cousins because my sister lives there and she got fed up with them, and then I have to raise them for a bit.
Would it be possible that you could maybe not necessarily let me hang out there, but go there and see if I can get any more information on what this danger and the crater might be?
Well, you have to be a little bit more specific, and they are a little bit scared of humans right now because of all the shit that is going on. And to be fair, darling, I have known you for about 12 hours.
That is all completely
I
valid.
mean, maybe in future I would love to take you to a party there and have a little fun. And if there are questions, I can maybe help you with a lot of questions. But for now, not yet.
Perfectly valid.
Yes.
I didn't really think that through when I was asking.
No, all you people so scared to just ask me a question, get a yes or a no. It is very easy. Also, it is okay if you share with your friends that I am one of the people who has a tail, but also please tell them we are just people. It's not, I don't know why people are being so weird about this.
I'll tell Rollo. He's better at telling people things.
Yeah, whatever you do, darling. I mean, just make sure you don't fuck me over and my people, and then we are good. And then you can go have a party in a while.
Leelo, I would never do anything to let anyone harm you.
Never say never, but I know you will try not to. Very good.
I will try not to, because you have been extremely kind, and kindness is important to me.
Very good. Now bring that water to Arvid, because he needs a bit, because his head is...
Yes, absolutely. And Astrid brings the water to Arvid.
Who looks so hungover he should not be anywhere near a kitchen. Which explains the grease fire earlier.
She advises him to eat protein.
His face turns a little green when you say the word eat, and he just sort of slobbers the water.
I know it's hard, but it will make you feel better.
I don't think that's true at all.
You do you. And Astrid I go back to the table, and I lean into Rollo, and I'm like, I have something to tell you.
You. Are you going to tell me now?
Sure. Leelo is one of the tailed creatures, but they're cool.
I'm glad you found this out.
I am too.
That is good.
Apparently, Frederick already knows, but he's not sharing information.
That is good detective work.
Thank you.
We're all standing right here. I see you guys are whispering. Is
yes
something that we need to know?
Yes. Our friend Leelo is more than what she appears to be. She's what would be a term that is pretty neutral, Anniek, for not necessarily if you want to allude to Vaesen, but not say a Vaesen out loud.
Actually, a fairly mild term would be either other or touched.
Okay. I will use touched because that's awesome.
Touched?
I mean, they're sighted, you're touched, it's a party.
Fair enough.
Would you prefer others?
We've got 3 other senses to get through, y'all.
I'm not here.
Look, we didn't set an end date on this campaign. We're going to be here a long, long time at this rate if we're doing all the senses.
We can spend another 2 days in the tavern.
Yeah.
Our friend Leelo is.
I just really love it here. I think we should stay, guys. I don't really want to go.
Nothing bad happens in the tavern. Our friend Leelo is one of the touched. And so, and because of this, I want you all to understand. Not every Vaesen is out to get you. Means harm, means to take from you. They are just as diverse and varied as we are. As they are good people and bad people and everyone in between. So are the Vaesen. The covenant before that the society was presided over was meant to maintain the community between humans and Vaesen. It is only now that we hunt each other. But there are pockets where Vaesen and humans live in community. This tavern is one of them.
I'm assuming that this island was probably one of them before, the religion got on the island.
Yes, I have words for Cornelius while you conduct your investigation.
All right.
Point of order, if I hear the word Cornelius, I will just walk by and scream, jar!
Linnea's,
Good. You good.
I was just going to say Linnea is going to take a kind of like a wide-eyed look at Leelo and then stare at what food is still left on her plate. And after a couple beats, she's just going to continue eating.
One of Leelo's teenage hungover cousins comes to your table holding out the swear jar. You said it.
Wordlessly.
Thank
just
you.
put it.
Jar goes back to the bar.
So you have your work. You have your work cut out for you today. The von Kaiserling's estate, the sanatorium. I suggest we meet back here in the evening. Go over notes. I'm afraid I won't be accompanying you. Afraid not quite feeling up to speed. But I'd be interested to see where your first initial investigation leads you. And then we can talk action after that.
Maybe after Cornelius, you should go to that spa down the street.
As soon as you say that, a jar is slammed down in front of your plate. The swear jar. Because you said the name.
Oh, right.
We don't speak
We
of
talked about this!
I'm sorry. I have bad pattern recognition.
You drank a lot, it's fine, but still put in the jar.
Yes, she'll pay her dues.
So they're currently just sort of hovering near your table with the swear jar because they're getting the feeling that this might happen again. So they're just sort of standing there holding the jar, eating toast. No, keep talking. This is my pocket money.
So, where do you plan on going first? You said the sanatorium. Get the other side of the story first. Right.
I'm
Sounds
fine
like
with
a good
that.
start.
I think there's advantage to both. We could go to either one and gain information. But I think the sanatorium, at least we can see what kind of condition she's in. Miss Kaiserling.
When you go,
Lady Kaiserling.
Lady Kaiserling.
He's not going to get it. He's not from here. He's going to say it wrong every single time. Oh, yeah.
No,
That's
it was
right.
actually the teenager holding the jar just goes, Lady Kaiserling.
Thanks. You want a drink? And he holds up his cup.
I don't think I'm supposed to share cups with patrons.
It's all right. No worries, no
Yeah, sure.
worries.
He just takes it.
Have to roll perception or shit.
You can roll observation to see what your people are doing.
What do I roll?
Observation. Oh, wait.
Yeah.
Oh, you have a different sheet.
I have a different sheet.
Yes, let me look that up for you. Because you're special.
Ooh, special.
You and your character.
I'm magic, bitches.
I mean, you certainly have it. Where's your character sheet? There it is. I made this for you. Roll 3. Oh, no, wait. You're super special. 4d6.
Super special.
Oof. 2 1s, a 3, and a 5.
You're very busy getting a goat away from the potatoes for tonight. And you have no idea what the teenagers are up to.
Oh, good for them.
Yes. 5 minutes of freedom.
Auntie Leelo, so strict.
I mean, no, but yes. Compared to your sister. So yeah.
Sanitarium?
Sounds good to me.
Yep.
She decisively flips over, because she's got one of those, like, reporter notebooks, a new sheet, and writes sanitarium at the top, not in her weird shorthand.
Wow, actual words. I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
All right. So the recap for your poor befuddled DM who's had a hard week. Leelo is staying in the inn because that's where she belongs. Rollo is going to talk to he who shall not be named because I'm not paying into the swear jar. And Frederick, Astrid, Comric, and Linnea are taking Tate's offer to be coach-driven to the sanatorium to meet with Agnes von Kaiserling. Correct?
Sounds
Yes.
about right.
Let's start with the people going to the sanatorium.
I'm gonna sit up front with
Tate is
Tate.
waiting outside in his livery. It's not like we're not talking golden chariot levels of coach, but well kept. Probably won't make you too nauseated on bumpy roads. Very nice span of horses. Holding open a door.
I want to pet a horse snout. Also, is he going to offer to help me and Astrid into the carriage?
Yes.
Oh,
He had the door open. The little step is pulled down.
Very nice.
You may pet a horse snout. There is a fair amount of drool. You get the feeling that Tate might have been feeding the horses some questionable apples, which you shouldn't do when they're bridled, but he did anyway.
That's true. On my way into the carriage, because I expect I would enter before Frederick, I'm going to hold my hand out for
Naturally.
a handkerchief, wordlessly.
I'm sorry, what was with the handkerchief?
I'm going to hold my hand out wordlessly for a handkerchief.
Oh, yes. Tate does not provide handkerchiefs, so Freddie will have to snap to it.
Of course, it's always just right there in his pocket. It's ready to hand out.
I'm sorry.
Monogrammed,
I will take
obviously.
it. Yes.
All right, Linnea has boarded said carriage.
I'm gonna sit up front with Tate. So I just climb up next to where he would be sitting.
Very briefly, Eva, are my captions running? Because they should be, but I don't see them, and I got a message.
You are muted in meets.
I wasn't until... Oh no, Yeti X updated.
Yeti
Update
eggs.
on using you. Yeah, that's the microphone I use, and it has opinions on when its software wants to be updated. How's this?
Much better.
Oh, there we go.
There you go.
Oh, I like how it's Yeti eggs in the captions as well. That's what it catches.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Remind me to cancel automatic updates when we're done today. Linnea has boarded said carriage. Astrid? Homework? Freddy? I'm gonna keep calling you Freddy now, I like it.
I'll go into top of the carriage.
Okay.
Astrid will get in, probably ignoring a hand offered to her, if there's any offered for help.
It's less of a he's already holding out his hand and more of a if you seem to need it, it'll be there. But I don't know if you know these type of carriages, but there's a metal step that you can flip up or down, and then there's actually 2 little metal handholds on either side of the door you can use. But if you're in the kind of skirt that makes you hold it with one hand, then an additional hand might be helpful.
I think Astrid would have shorter skirts so that she didn't have to worry about holding them.
That is fair. Okay. So we're talking 2 seats on one side and 2 seats on the other. So I'd like to know who's sitting next to whom. And also, please ignore whenever I use whom incorrectly because I'm European and I don't care.
I would be sitting up top wherever the driver is, like right next to him.
All right, so so it's the ladies in the carriage, Comric on top next to Kate, Hat, whatever. And Frederick also wants to be up top, or are you like on the back of it?
Well, if Comric is going to be up top, I'll be in the carriage.
All right. Are you opposite the ladies?
Yes.
Comric just assumes that Frederick would go in there with him.
Linnea would definitely be facing forward. She'd have gone farthest in.
Okay. I mean, I'm not asking this for any particular reason. I just need to know. For a non-obvious reason.
I knew when it took like 10 minutes to like get in the carriage, something was up.
I believe I'll be opposite of the ladies.
Look, it's fine. You're fine. It's just carriage. There's definitely nothing weird about this carriage. All right, everyone's in and or on the carriage, and you are on your way to one of the sanatoriums, specifically the one Agnes is currently in. It is a moderately uneventful trip. Because I rolled like shit. And you arrive at the sanatorium unmolested, much to my disappointment. Tate pulls up in front of it's like a series of connected buildings. They're all constructed of a combination of wood and stone, but they're on the shore of a part. There's a map in Roll20 actually, if you want to see it. They're on like the shore of one of the moats. The moats use some of the natural water resources of the island, so there's freshwater mud for their mud baths, which was discovered to have healing properties a few decades ago. So on the shore are medicinal bathhouses. The sanatorium proper, the one Agnes is in one of the. That's not the map I was talking about. Are you on the map?
That's the one.
This one.
Oh, that is loaded for me now.
One? Oh, there you go. Took a little bit. Yeah, we have a town map. Courtesy of, free. but it's from the outside. I mean, you're all aware Agnes isn't in here voluntarily, so that sort of taints the experience. But from the outside, it's a pleasant enough looking building. It's light green. It has beautiful arched windows. There's a glassed-in porch that can actually, if you look far enough past the castle, has a sea view. There's quite a large number of rooms. Like they can house a lot of people here. And then there's two big wings that spread out from the main building. And Tate pulls up next to the main building and lets you out. He will extend a hand to Linnea, but not to Astrid, having learned your preferences.
Linnea will take it and step down. Carefully.
It smells less bad than the village did. There's less fish and tar and, with all due respect, smelly human. It's much more herbal, and they clearly spend a lot of time cleaning, and there's actually quite a pleasant sea breeze from the harbor rather than the smell you get from the markets. They clearly placed this building to be out of the downwind of the industrial area.
Comrade climbs down from the carriage and is like, and Tate, that's how you stuff a pig, all right? Okay.
I never needed to know, sir, but thank you, sir.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're gonna need to know someday, maybe.
I really don't
know.
sir, but thank you, sir.
All right. Well, it's nice to get to know you. Thank you for the ride.
I mean, I'll be here to drive you back, sir.
You're just gonna stay with us then?
Unless you wish to send me away and walk home, sir.
Hey, can you just... My name is Comric. I think we got that on the ride over here.
Yes, Comric. Yes, sir.
You can call me that, not sir. You don't work for us, but I appreciate your kindness.
I mean, I kind of do. Well,
okay.
Yes, Comric.
All right, this is all new to me. Hey, we should probably get on our way though. Where do we go from here, Tate? Do you know?
I'd suggest the main entrance. Comric, sir.
All right, we'll work on that. All right, I'm gonna head up.
Does it look... So it looks nice, like it is one of the, like, mud bath and...
It certainly looks pleasant enough.
Okay, then Linnea will
roll me a vigilance.
Oh no. Vigilance is logic. Oh good, okay.
It is. I mean, you're a private detective, you should be good at this.
I have a 0 in vigilance, but I'm good at logic.
Sorry.
Oh, I built her very specifically. I have 1 6.
1 6. Alright, so what you do notice, as I said, you have like the main building and then 2 wings. And the sort of southern portion that's lined up with all those medicinal bathhouses and mud huts, that looks entirely pleasant. But if you look a little closer, the other wing, it still has those beautiful mullioned windows and some of them have bars on them. So there is certainly an area here where people are staying, maybe not entirely vaunted.
Okay, she'll wrinkle her nose, but she's still gonna stride forward through the main gate or whatever.
Okay. Fair enough. Astrid, Frederick, Comric, following.
Comric's gonna go in first and kind of hold the door for everyone.
Frederick's gonna look around, see if I notice the bars, but does there seem to be like a guard presence or anything of that sort?
Make me an observation.
observation.
If vigilance is much better for you, you can do vigilance.
Well, they're about the same. Okay, observation.
We lost Kappa and our cameras are entirely fine.
Kappa said he'd be right back.
Mainly for the camera. It's mainly for the camera angle.
There we go.
There we go. I mean, you can still see some of my hair in my square. We're good. Did you get any successes, Fred?
I did not.
You did not. You do not see any guards. Baker, you look fabulous. Sorry, I'm watching cameras being switched around.
Alrighty.
Why was someone else in my camera? They probably did look fabulous.
I'm biased. It was Kappa, and I just have a thing for pink hair.
Kappa has great hair and a really great voice. I'm gonna stop. I know it makes him uncomfortable. Hi, Kappa.
I would like to second that.
I think his video froze.
I think it did too. I
can't see how uncomfortable we're making him by telling him how much we like his hair and his voice, but we can just keep going and you can watch it in the VOD.
He said his internet was being stupid on Discord. He said he would be back. So we can talk about him. He's gone.
But
Oh, perfect.
But
So good hair, good voice. What is there? There's just so much.
I'm pretty sure
you know?
the name is Total Package, right?
Strong
Oh,
beard.
that is a good description.
Yes.
the
Like,
beard is also very nice.
Yes.
also just very willing
Very well
to be
trimmed.
like a DM PC that's just there to drop knowledge and make problems. Just all around good.
Spoony eyes. It's just
Oh, I know, right? Yeah, amazing role player. Just great.
true.
Anyway, maybe we should keep going a little bit, and he'll pop back in.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, Mare said triple threat. I like that. Yes.
Yes. Oh, I see him moving.
Okay.
We weren't talking about you at all.
I
Also, I'm lying.
heard I heard some of it.
Shit.
We just took like a quick recess to just speak about your praises and,
I was
and
Talk about your beauty.
Chat.
you're so lovely and just a great person. We
No,
appreciate
all of
you
you
and
are.
only
No,
you.
Stop it.
I believe you are turning pink, sir.
There was a
Little
lot
bit.
of
Starting to
haha,
match your
he can't-
hair. It's lovely.
There was a lot of haha. He can't protest the truth now.
Astrid's going to kind of look around for just to get a more in-depth kind of feel for the area.
Does that mean you want to make a test, or are you using magic?
I wasn't planning on using magic. I don't know how I'd use magic in this.
Wonderful. Just make a general observation check then.
I'm going to, if I can use magic, I'm going to use magic. I don't know how though.
I mean, I would like for you to tell me how, if that's what you want to do. It's your character. I'm not playing your character.
But okay, as far as I know, I can only read people's future. Can I just in general see the future of the situation we're in?
Not yet.
Okay. I mean, I'll look for anything that seems magical.
Okay. I stand by my request for an observation check.
Observation. All right. That is empathy, so that's 5. I got 3 beers. So 3 6s.
Hey, fun, me too.
Oh no, I feel scared now. Please don't. I'm sorry. You're
I'm
a
in
wonderful
danger.
DM.
So, when you're looking for magic, you're you're kind of opening yourself up and reaching out with that sense that not everybody has. And it's, what does that look like or feel like for you? Are we talking tendrils that reach out? Is it more of like, I was going to say spreading your aura, but that sounds faintly dirty, which is a valid choice, is if that's what you want to go with.
Well,
but
so-
what does it work? How does it work for you when you're like trying to find something that is hidden?
I feel like it'd be the brain tingles.
You're trying to see if your brain tingles.
Like, no, that's what I feel like it would feel like. Like when you have that feeling that makes you shiver,
Mhm.
the brain tingles.
Okay.
Or like when you're trying to, better yet, when you're trying to smell the rain. When you can, like, when it's rainy and you're trying to smell it, and that, like, sometimes when you can smell it, your brain gets, like, lightheaded.
Yeah, because you're overdosing on ozone.
Am I the only one who gets this? Also, did Frederick freeze, or is Wilde not happy?
Ah, he's fine. He's back again.
So that's kind of brain tingles and trying to smell the rain. I'm trying to smell magic. I've become a bloodhound.
Fair enough. Are you doing this inside or like on the cusp of entering, or?
I would imagine I would be doing it while we are walking up to it and once we get inside of it.
Okay.
Because
as you reach out or try to smell the rain, or in your case try to smell the magic, before you enter this main building, it's perfectly normal. It's all very quiet. And as you're heading into this building, you get the brain tingles. And right after that, you hear this high-pitched screaming in your head. It sounds like a little girl, and it's not a wordless scream. It's not mindless. It's repeating a word in a language you don't know over and over and over and over again. And I need you to make me a fear test.
Okay, how do I do that?
You pick either logic or empathy. I will tell you now, it is fear 2.
All right, I have 3 in both of those, so, and I just roll the
You
one.
don't, I don't think you have any talents that give you bonuses to fear tests, and I don't think any of your companions have bonuses that give you fear tests.
I have observation to stealth.
No, those are their talents, like brave
Okay.
or loyal or whatever.
Oh, okay. I see what you mean.
I will say, because you have people with you. So honor question. How many of your party members do you fully trust right now? Like your life in their hands level of trust.
I trust Linnea and Cormac, and I would trust Frederick as much as I trust Linnea, because I know Frederick will do what Linnea says. And that would be my logic.
Add a die. You can roll an extra one. Try to get a success.
Okay.
Because you're with your friends. Sort of.
I got 1.
You got 1 success?
1 success. I didn't re-roll the other 3 that I had already re-rolled. I just rolled 1 more.
That is correct, unless you want to push your roll, which is... Okay, so we talked about pushing rolls before, which tends to have fairly grave consequences. pushing a fear roll, if you fail it, is a little worse than failing a skill test.
And I'd have to get 3, right?
2.
I'd still only have to get 2?
No, sorry, yes, you'd have to get 2 extra. Like, on top of the one you have now.
Oh, hell no. That would mean I'd have to get all 4.
Yes.
So no.
Okay.
No.
So no. Okay, so as you're walking into this sanatorium and you hear this screaming and this chanting, it's not so much chanting, it's just someone screaming a term over and over and over again. You freeze. Like, your body refuses to move. You are immobile. You cannot talk. You cannot perform any actions. Okay. You are just on that spot listening to that sound in your head that is not letting you go. You definitely found something or someone.
Why do I do this?
I don't know.
Okay. That's I guess slightly better than what I was planning, which was I'd assume if I heard this screaming I would just drop.
I rolled for it and I didn't get faint. You got freeze.
Okay.
Hey, at least you didn't get attacked.
That's true.
So for Combrick, Linnea, and Frederick, Astrid was walking with you and is now suddenly frozen on the spot, wide-eyed, completely pale.
I feel like, excuse me, Linnea was probably just chattering along to anyone, really, about all the delightful things that spas can offer and some of the maybe nice things she's heard about. Kind of trying to convince herself about maybe this is one of the, like, you know, nice sanitariums that were mentioned before, despite having seen the bars. So when Astrid falls out of step, there's just sort of like a, okay, well, I thought I was contributing something to the conversation, but if you're not interested, that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Astrid?
Astrid? What's going on with her, Linnea?
I don't know. I was just talking about the mud varieties. I didn't think it was all that shocking.
I think Frederick would walk up to Astrid and do like in front of her.
No response.
If I touch her hand, is it cold? Like, is there...
More sort of clammy?
Y'all.
Sweaty? She's very pale.
Wait, I think I have something for this. And she's going to dig in her bag. Nope, that's a revolver.
I mean, if you shoot her, you're done with the problem.
No PvP, Anniek.
Oh, right. Good point.
Oh, I thought I had some sort of, like, smelling salts, but I must have left them at home.
No, just...
Astrid! No? Okay.
Maybe a nurse will have them. Just yell down the hallway, nurse. Nurse.
There is, in fact, a nurse that hurries over, dressed in white uniform, white cap. Yes?
Oh, it's our friend. She's just a shock. I don't know. She just...
You're here to have her committed.
No.
Maybe.
No. No, just do you have smelling salts or something? I think she's had a bit of a turn. No. Wait.
Please
Not that kind of turn.
And the nurse walks up to Astrid and sort of prods her a little, gets no response, winds back her hand and just slaps the ever-loving fuck out of her. Like, the kind of slap that echoes all the way down the other wing. Astrid, you snap out of it. The screaming stops. Also, the side of your face is on fire. And this nurse that you've never seen before is looking at you with a please do something weird kind of face.
Oh, like I wish you would.
Oh yeah. like there's a room with your name on it kind of face. Ma'am, are we quite well? Do we need to have a moment?
I think she's fine. Thank you, nurse.
Hold on, comment. She trusts medical professionals here.
I'll go fetch Dr. Norman.
We had a bit of a late night.
He'll check her out. Well, just wait here. I'll go fetch Dr. Norman.
Maybe some cold water would be better.
And as she walks away, she sort of points, and there's water decanters, like very fancy glasswork everywhere. So if you want to pour her water, you can. But she's bustling off towards an office that has the name Dr. Norman on the door.
I will pour Astrid some water. Does it have like cucumbers or like whatever in it?
Oh, bits of lime wedges.
Nice.
I will say, even without an observation test, you can now see that a lot of nurses are looking in your general direction. And we're talking nurses, both male and female, all in similar uniforms. Some of them rather burly.
Astrid would drink the water down and then turn to Frederick and say, if you get me committed, I will make it my life's goal to hunt you down.
Oh,
I won't hurt Linnea, but I will hunt you down.
We're not doing that.
I would never get you committed, Astrid. That would be the doctor's responsibility.
No, all of us are walking out of here. We are here to see Agnes and leave again. Right? Everyone's okay? Astrid?
Yeah, everybody just take a breath. And I think, Astrid, we were really just worried for you, okay?
That is understandable.
So that was the only reason why we asked for medical professionals to be on site. But, I mean, unless Linnea was going to...
think of slapping you.
Yeah. Well, I thought about it, but, I don't think that that's a good thing to do here on the street.
Leave the slapping to me, Miss Linnea. You don't want to hurt your hand.
Oh,
right.
Thank you, Frederick. It's my shooting hand. Is there like a reception area that we could adjourn to maybe and not wait around for Dr. Norman?
So the nurse that came over to help Astrid came from behind the reception desk. There's still a nurse behind it. But in general, there's just a lot of little seating areas that actually look really pleasant. There's people in bathrobes with like the monogram of the sanatorium on it, sitting in comfortable armchairs, having talks with each other.
Last question. I think it was referenced at one point. What's the weather like? Is it summer? Is it spring? I don't think it's winter.
We are roughly, what did I say, Lana, 4 days? Yes, we are roughly 4 days away from the summer solstice.
Perfect.
But I would like to add...
It's very,
you're in a Nordic country.
Yeah, you're
the
in
answer
northern
is yes.
Estonia. So it's still
It's all those things.
Yeah.
Nice. Great.
So yes, basically yes to all of that.
Okay.
Like, you can still get, if you're very unlucky, you still get snow. Well, not Estonia, but Sweden, Norway, it's all.
Sure.
But it's pleasant enough. It's not raining. It's for Estonian, for an Estonian summer, it's fairly warm, which means that for all of us who live somewhere else, it's very moderate, nearly cold.
Perfect.
as you're adjourning to this little seating area, and before Astrid can explain herself, you see the nurse coming back with someone who's clearly, a sanatorium doctor. He's pretty average height, wearing like a shirt and a vest and the stereotypical white doctor's coat, nice round glasses, sort of blue-gray eyes. Before we get to where you meet him, I suggest we go on break. Also because some of us forgot to bio before we started.
Whomst among us would do such a thing?
Definitely not your DM who needs to go real bad right now. So we'll be back in roughly 10 minutes. Okay, so we'll really try for 10 minutes and like not get lost in ancestry and language and whatever the fuck we talk about on break.
Educational conversations.
Come back and play this game. Stretch, drink water, pet your pets, speak up to each other, and a fond goodbye to Lana, because we left Leelo behind in the inn.
Oh.
Thank you so much to Lana.
She doesn't have to sit here and pretend anymore. She can just put on sweatpants and watch shows on Twitch.
Fair enough. And also, if you get back to the inn before you end the session, just, Anniek, you send me a text?
I shall. I most certainly will. I need to text you anyway about certain things concerning your character. We'll see you in about 10 minutes.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Welcome back. Lana has left us as Leelo has stayed behind in the Drunken Sailor Inn. Rollo has split off from his wards, the petulant children he was attempting to train. Speaking of said petulant children, they went to the sanatorium to speak with Agnes von Kaiserling, and things are going really, really well. Astrid had a bit of an episode, which is definitely a safe thing to do in a sanatorium that has a wing with people who are involuntarily committed. And a nurse went to get Dr. Norman, who is currently approaching your group, who took a seat among the bathrobed patients. I suppose that's a word we can use. And there's still a nurse behind the reception desk. I'd like to know
Is there a
how. I'd like to know what does it look like when you're all sitting together, pretending everything is fun.
I think Comric is going to be like looking around for any like brochures, any paper. Are there like cork boards with stuff on there?
Oh yeah, there's like schedules with activities patients can do, like what time certain medicinal herbs are added to which bath.
So
dance therapy.
Oh, okay. So I'm just trying to see if it's more of a spa or the sanatorium that I was envisioning in my head from the good old Americas, where they do shock therapy.
So from the activities board, it looks entirely like a spa.
Okay.
Make me an observation check.
All right. I got 1-6.
Alright. So as you're looking around this board and for brochures and things, it all looks very pleasant and voluntary. But as your gaze sweeps across that reception desk where that nurse in that white uniform is, there is a board that has keys with room numbers, and a lot of them are missing. Or like they're not on the board, which would suggest there is a number of locked rooms with people in them.
So it might look nice from the outside, but
You get more like south wing, happy, pleasant bath time, north wing, potentially still happy, pleasant bath time, just not voluntary.
So is there any paper that I can take? Like a brochure to like of services?
Oh yeah, no, the spa area has a nice brochure with like what kind of medicinal baths, and like I said, the dance therapy, and just a huge portion on the healing properties of the mud in this location. Like they're very much convinced that a solid regimen of mud baths can cure just about anything.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and take one of those brochures and just kind of fake like I'm reading it very intently, but keeping an eye on the nurses behind the desk.
They seem less interested in you, but they're keeping a very sharp eye on Astrid.
Perfect.
Is the air perfumed?
They don't have like essential oil humidifiers levels of bullshit, but certainly when certain doors open and close, there are herbal smells wafting out of certain baths. There isn't a systemic anything.
Okay. No, that's perfect. Astrid's, I start like rubbing my nose and sniffling. I'm not going to actually do it so people don't need to hear it, and like clearing my throat.
I appreciate not having to hear that as someone with misophonia.
Yes, I'm not going to do it. That's why I'm stating I'm doing it.
I appreciate you.
I unmuted myself.
You were already unmuted, but thank you for unmuting yourself twice.
Yes, it's that second one that always gets me. Sitting next to or near Astrid, Linnea's going to be sitting prim, proper, her usual. And she'll go to hand Astrid a handkerchief, realize that it's the one that Frederick gave her that she wiped her hands on. So she's going to stuff it back in her bag. And more water?
Oh, thank you so much, Linnea. You're a dear. Unfortunately, I think sometimes certain smells make my head hurt. And it's an unfortunate thing. And I'm not sure. It came on so sudden, and it was just very, very painful.
Is this loud enough for the nurses to hear behind the...
I'm allergic to... I wouldn't use the word allergic. Certain herbs sometimes make my head hurt, and I'll get tiny... will make my head hurt just because strong smells sometimes hurt my head.
That happens to me with mulled wine.
Oh, yes. Yes. It's a minor thing. It just came on quite suddenly, and I clearly was more affected than I thought because it's been a while, as we've been traveling out in the sea and in the open air, where it's not quite so concentrated.
As you're finishing that conversation, Dr. Norman has in fact reached you. He seems nice enough. He goes...
Competent of a doctor does he look?
Like I described him, he's in his 50s, dressed like every stereotypical doctor you could hope for, so at least he's not, he fits the box nicely. You haven't seen him treat anyone, so it's hard to tell how capable he is. He shows up with a little medical bag and goes, I was informed someone here required my assistance.
Oh.
Had an episode,
No, I'm so sorry. Strong smells sometimes make my head hurt, and unfortunately, we've been traveling out in the open for so long that it came on quite suddenly, and I
Fascinating. Was it more of the sulfuric or more of the herbal?
oh, it was.
He's taken out a little notepad that looks exactly like the one Linnea uses.
I'm quite uncertain. I do know that certain herbs do make my head hurt. Pine is a common one that makes my head hurt, and lemon, strong lemon scents, or the oil from the lemon sometimes you know, my makes me not feel wonderful. But
He's just scribbling notes. Going, you're aware that the water you're currently drinking has lemon in it.
oh, I was not. Well, I should probably stop drinking that then.
A wise decision. Yes.
Yes, thank you so much. Astrid is lying through her teeth. Do you want me to roll?
I do.
Okay. What would this be
Don't think it's manipulation, I think.
Okay. So, empathy. Got it.
Yes.
Oh, I love you. You're such good dice. That's two.
Two. You beat his one. He
Ooh.
does not appear particularly suspicious of you.
Yes. And I want to point out I specifically said herb and not sulfur.
Yes. I would also love to point out that pine is not an herb, but this is neither the time nor the place.
I was trying to think of one and I couldn't think of anything else. And there's like a pine smelly thing in front of me.
I mean, pine is certainly a scent. It is in no way, shape, or form an herb. But we're moving on from this because you got 2 successes and he's not picking up on this. He's just thinking, aw, darling little lady. If not for your well-being, the reason for your visit?
Oh, we are here to see a wife of a dear friend of ours, Agnes. I have her name. Give me a second. Hugo von Kaiserling's wife. We heard
Agnes von Kaiserling.
Yes, we heard that she was residing here.
She is being treated here, but is not receiving visitors. Her mental state is far too frail.
Oh, I'm so sorry. We were under the impression from her husband that she would see us.
He was mistaken.
Are you sure? I would hate to go back to him and tell him that you guys were mistaken and that she did want to see us.
Again, Herr von Kaiserling must be aware that her treatment features rest.
Doctor, I'm going to need you to speak up a little bit. You seem a little, unsure of yourself.
Are you mocking my stutter?
No, not at all. I just want to make sure that we're all on the same page, and it seemed like you might have been questioning yourself.
Quite rude comic.
Lady von Kaiserling has attempted to escape and has been moved to the closed section.
Well, we could have let off with that, right?
I am not in the habit of sharing my patient's information like that.
Go ahead.
And that is so unfortunate because our dear friend Lady Linnea is good friends with Lady von Kaiserling.
See, some say friends. Where I'm from, we call it family.
And I can't imagine what dear Hugo is going to think when we go back and tell him that Agnes was denied seeing her good friends.
Perhaps they would consider the circumstances of her trying to drown her son in a wash tub.
He did explicitly ask for us.
Roll a manipulation test.
I loved you.
Is it fair enough to say that we're helping her in this one?
One of you can help her.
Does that mean one more die?
Sure. I was considering giving you a penalty for Frederick, but it's Astrid and Comric. So yes.
Oh my god, okay. 2 successes.
2 successes.
And a stern look to Frederick.
I mean, that might be one of the best things you've done. Let me look up his stats real quick. Provided you do not provoke her mental state. Please follow the nurse.
Her eyes go big and wide again. Oh, thank you ever so much. We don't want to upset her.
Please.
Thank you so much, Doctor. I appreciate your help on this. Do you have a pen that I could borrow?
I have a pencil.
Can I have that?
He just hands you this, like, stub of a pencil.
Like the little golf pencils?
Like the little IKEA pencils?
Yes. Brilliant.
Yes.
I love it.
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Doctor. I appreciate it.
Quite.
So he, on the brochure, is going to pretend like he's circling different things, different activities, but he's actually going to write down the room numbers that he sees the keys are missing from.
All right. Easy enough. I don't have a list for you right now.
Okay. No worries.
So as you're being led away by this nurse, I kind of want to see what Rollo is up to. I believe Rollo is going to church.
Swear jar.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Do you head straight to said church? It's not necessarily particularly close. You could hire a stagecoach, or you could walk.
I think I would walk. I'm in not any sort of hurry. I'm meeting back with the party in the tavern at sundown, so it's fairly early in the day. I could use a walk, get the blood moving, hopefully loosen up the back.
It was just like make your back go.
Yeah.
Get everything aligned. All right.
Exactly.
Unless you have anything particular you want to do on your way there, that puts you at the church at 11-ish.
Great. Yeah. Sounds good.
Because you're in the center of Arendsburg, like the city, much closer to Oslo Castle than you were to the Drunken Sailor Inn. And you arrive at the Church of Saint Nicholas. It is a very nice, pretty gothic-looking church. It's surrounded by a stone wall with like a small garden and a little paved pathway. It has, I don't know how much you know about like 18th century European church architecture, but it has like 2 of those onion domes. I don't know if that's what they're actually called.
I know what you're talking about, so.
Yeah. I was about to say we sometimes call them booby churches.
Yes, I also call them booby churches sometimes too.
Yeah. So it's a booby church.
Okay. Church of Boobies.
Church of Boobies. It is quite. It has a very. If you're approaching it, there's little signs about what an amazing collection of like religious icons it had, like those paintings of saints that were a really big thing in Nordic and Slavic Europe around this time. The God, I feel like I'm giving a history lesson here.
Yeah.
Basically, the painting of those icons is considered like a religious moment, and like as you're painting one of those icons, you're becoming one with God.
I see.
And this particular church is quite famous for the quality of its icons.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay. Coming in, looking for any signs of not like damage or defacement of the church. Yeah, I don't know. Leelo had such strong feelings against Cornelius. Maybe some people were called to actions to defile or vandalize some things. So I just want to get a sense of how welcome this presence is.
The church itself is pristine.
Okay.
It is very well kept.
Got it.
There is, from the conversation you had with Leelo and the way she talked about how this village was perfectly happy before anything Christianity adjacent came in. There is a fairly large congregation. This isn't some crazy priest with 2 villagers. There is a fairly large group of converts. I'm ignoring the nipple talking chat.
No, you're not, because you just said you do this all the time, Anniek.
Sorry, keep going. No, but there's a fairly large group of converts that are currently, like, they're getting ready for the midday mass.
Okay. Yeah, I think I would, and okay, so what from listening for the first few minutes, what I understand that the person speaking is Cornelius?
So mass hasn't started yet. Cornelius,
okay.
Father Cornelius is still like the altar boys are in charge, and they're taking it very seriously. If you're listening to it, Father Cornelius usually prepares in his study, but most people here speak of him with admiration. Like he is the one that paints these icons, to the point where he spends hours in the studio forgetting to eat.
Okay.
He's clearly very, very dedicated.
Gotcha. Okay. Then
we're talking Russian Orthodox Church style.
That's where I was trying to like. Okay. I'll go.
There's a picture of him in chat.
Ooh. I'll go and talk to one of the altar boys.
Okay.
And try and get a feel for the mood and the vibes. Hello. I'm a visitor here in Ardensbeck. How long do you anticipate before the sermon starts?
Should be soon. We misplaced the waivers, but as soon as we find them.
I see. Okay. I'm very excited to see Cornelius speak. I've heard very many things about his words.
Yes, he speaks wonderful words. He is such an inspiration. The way he lived his life and managed to save himself through through the Christian faith.
Oh, so the Christian faith.
This is a Christian church, sir. Were you not aware?
Oh, no. I mean, very, very aware.
I heard that when he was young, he was like a criminal when he was in Russia, but he got saved.
What sort of criminal? That's so
Like
scandalous.
he'd punch people and stuff and take their money.
Oh, no. Well,
Yes.
good to see he's quite on the up and up now.
But now he's like all peaceful and calm and tells us to be good.
I would love to have a conversation with Cornelius after the mass today. Do you think that is possible?
Sure, he sees many people.
Great. If you could let him know, I'll be sitting over there in the back.
Okay. And he starts heading off towards that study, realizes he's holding like one of those big sensors that burns stuff, and sort of puts it down, realizes you shouldn't put things on the altar before mass starts, picks it up again, and just sort of carries it with him to the study. I will spare everyone a Russian Orthodox mass, unless you have very specific questions about it.
What? This is not what I came.
They're 4.5 hours long. Pity me.
They really are, yeah.
They are so long.
We do not have a definitive end date for this campaign, so I'm just saying.
we're gonna gloss over Russian Orthodox Mass.
I demand accuracy.
And
I demand.
Look, Kappa is leaving. Moving on. YouTube it. It is long, it is boring, it is full of hellfire and brimstone that somehow is supposed to make you a better person and lead you to God and heaven. Rollo, honestly, with the life you've lived, it's nothing you've never heard before because it's straight out of St. Petersburg. Like, this is straight up Russian Orthodox Mass, like by the book. Hitting all the check marks. But Father Cornelius, like you don't have to roll anything. He believes. We're talking zealot.
Got it.
Zealot.
Okay. And
he's not here for power or because he wants women and beer. He is here to spread the word.
I see. Okay. And the one question I had regarding this sermon, how much does he mention the supernatural touched?
He touches on it, touches untouched, in the sense that he is appalled, like just shocked and appalled how much folklore and these naturalistic religions and this weird shamanistic nonsense have been allowed to coexist with the Christian faith, when clearly one is true and the other is nonsense. And he particularly states that the Christian faith is the true one, just to make sure that there are no people weaseling their way out of that one.
Got it.
On a technicality.
Mm-hmm.
It's very much. He doesn't consider it to be like cute and harmless. No, it needs to be stamped out. It is nonsense. It is dangerous, and it is of Satan.
I am loving this because it reminds me of the priest from the first season of Castlevania.
So that's not something my husband's been watching and I haven't, but I'll let him know.
Okay. Cool. After the mass, I will approach Cornelius after, doing the old man thing, waiting patiently while everyone goes like, "Oh, you're great, you're amazing." And then
he's at the church or shaking the hands of the people leaving, wishing them well and asking after families.
Exactly. And then once the crowd has dispersed, I will approach and go, Father Cornelius, that was quite the rousing sermon.
One tries.
Hello, allow me to introduce myself.
I was about to say, I haven't seen you before.
I am a traveler in these parts. My name is Rollo Liftwick. I come from far to the town of to Ozil, and heard
He
that
shakes your hand with a Father Cornelius.
yeah, and heard that you were here, and how made quite the impression on this town, the village town.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Arendsburg is a town, and then around the crater, around a number of craters are villages. Arendsburg is like the large town on Ozil.
Great. Sorry, ambulance is going by my house. Okay. Then I'll if you wouldn't mind indulging me, I'd like to speak to you in private about what you have been talking about with the Vaesen and the touched and the pagan religions.
Ah, of course. My study then?
Lead the way.
He leads you into basically like you know how priests have God, my mind just completely threw the word away as soon as I tried to think of it. They usually have like a house that is attached to the church.
Oh yes, okay. I call that the house that is attached.
Okay, we call them opstwoning, and I have no idea what it is in English. We have a special word for it, and I've completely lost it. But he'll lead you into his study. If you want to, Kappa, you can roll a learning test.
Oh hell yeah! Yes. Okay.
If you're interested.
I am very interested. I also have 2 skills, bookworm and erudite, that deal with learning.
Gee, it's almost like you're a librarian or something.
Almost like I'm the librarian, and I forgot what they do. Hold on.
I'm gonna give you a hint.
I think
they help you learn things.
Hold on. I have the tab open, but I need to scroll.
Story of my life.
No, I'm not finding it. Anyway,
Read
okay.
the rules before you run games, kids.
Doesn't matter. I'll just do it without rolling the
mistakes.
skills. I'll just do it without learning the skills because that's still 5 dice. Wait, hold on. Logic, right? Logic, that's 8 dice. What am I learning for?
Well, there's a lot of books in this study, and I want to see if you notice a particular one.
Okay, yeah. I'm looking for anything that stands out, that might have influenced his vehemence against things. Yeah, like 4 6s.
Like 4 6s. All right. So the one thing that you notice the moment Father Cornelius leads you into his study, other than the crazy amount of cats that he keeps to deal with the church mice.
Are you okay?
There is a bound copy of Rituale Romanum on his desk, which you recognize as a book traditionally used in exorcisms.
Oh. Okay. As he welcomes me, I'm like, impressive. And then I see the book on the table. Oh, I didn't realize this was a service that you provided.
All good priests should. The powers of Satan are everywhere.
Well,
and we must fight them.
But, of course, good priests might not have the stomach for it. Curious.
And they are not the warriors God has called to.
Curious. Have you performed any exorcisms lately? It is on your desk, meaning you probably have been referencing it quite recently.
Oh, no, I have not performed an exorcism
lately. No, you haven't. Okay. A shame, though, right?
It depends on the reason. If I do not need to perform an exorcism because people's faith is strong and their beliefs are solid and Satan can gain no foothold, then I am proud. If it is because people are hiding what is truly going on, then it is a sad state of affairs and I will root out the truth.
They hide. amongst you and your people?
People always do. They are weak.
Do you fathom why they might hide?
So many reasons.
Fear.
Fear.
Oh, dang, nice.
Pride. Some of them are merely misguided and can still be led to the truth.
Something that I've always struggled in my years is understanding what makes one person, just a person, in a society bad. If the community just carries on normally, peacefully.
It's not always about the society. It is about the individual being right with God. And as a shepherd, it is up to me to tend my flock. And if I see one of them wander or stray, it is up to me to guide them back.
And if you are unable to guide them back,
I will have failed, and I trust God will judge me accordingly.
so you don't take it upon yourself to commit violence against those who stand against God. Your God.
Sometimes more forceful measures must be taken to protect one's flock from unnatural influences.
Like lancing a boil.
Humans have souls, and they are the only ones I guide.
And so you don't leave those who are not human to their own devices. They are a virus, a sickness.
Quite. A scourge.
Say an individual different that without your ideals, without your faith in your God, enters your church, listens to your sermon, and aims to change things.
Change what things?
Well, how life is lived. Beliefs around community and peace.
Community and peace are fleeting concepts. I concern myself with the eternal state of peace. Pleasure in this life means nothing in the next.
I see. So it's all about after this mortal coil.
It is about being right with God. This region needs to be taken and brought to the truth, as I have written to the Patriarch in Constantine.
That is what troubles me the most, because you must understand. To others, this invasion, this danger upon your church, hypothetical might it be, is in reality what you have done to the people of Osel. Human or not.
We are not invaders. We are here to enlighten.
Have you asked those?
Liberate.
Have you asked those that have lived here? Even those that have allowed you to enter, not opposed.
Oh, there has been opposition. But they will stand aside.
And those who already have stood aside, would they call you invaders? Would they call you visitors? Would they call you evangelists?
They have already stood aside. They will call me nothing at all.
And you have brought unrest.
No. I bring peace. It is human folly and superstition and witchcraft that causes the unrest. Once this place has been cleansed, accepted to truth, there will be no unrest.
I hope, I pray that you find peace with your God. There's many fates, as you know, worse than death, beyond death.
There are people in this village and up near the craters practicing black magic. People have disappeared into rock. It is unnatural. Do not speak to me of making peace with my God. I know what I am here to do.
And just like you have things to do, I have things to do as well. I'm sorry we could not see eye to eye. I was
I think
hoping...
I've seen you quite well.
Well, Cornelius will be seeing more of me. And I start to turn around and leave the office. But before as I have my hand on the door,
Pulling a Columbo.
Yeah, as I have my hand on the door, I'll turn back and say to him, "You said the crater, yes?
Yes.
Why have you not gone and raised it? R-A-Z-E-D, like."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You certainly have the vitriol for it, the numbers.
Another matter was brought to my attention, which required more immediate steps.
The sanatorium.
I have no business at the sanatorium.
Do I get a sense of that I know already what the other business is?
There is a certain there's a little eye twitch when he says he has no business at the sanatorium. In a way that suggests he's probably already given up on Agnes.
I see. Okay. But in relation to the crater and the fact that he has other business more important and pressing, I get the sense that it was Agnes.
I think you're smart enough to realize he's not that interested in Agnes. He is talking about her baby.
Yeah. Okay. Got it.
Perfect clean slate. There's just briefly ignoring the concept of mortal sin.
Yeah.
Skipping over mortal sin and the bullshit that entails. He's far more interested in saving a baby from Satan than some mentally defunct woman.
I see.
Because Russian Orthodox Christianity in 18th century.
I see. Then okay, cool. Then I'll bring up von Kaiserling's child.
Yes. Matter of grave concern. But you were leaving, I believe.
Yes. And then I'll go ahead and leave.
So we'll talk about your leaving in a little bit, but for now we're gonna skip back to the
Sure.
friends in the sanatorium. You're following a nurse along the, I don't want to say restricted section, but definitely a rather long line of locked doors. We're not talking prison cells. Like, these are still pleasant rooms. These are still, I mean, it's still clean and tidy and roomy and airy, and there's lots of light. It's just that all is kind of meaningless if you can't sleep. So you are taken to Agnes's room. She's, I was about to say she's younger than you would have thought, but I don't know what you think. But she's late 20s, pretty average height, long brown hair, brown eyes, quite pale. Her hair is kind of tangled and a little untidy, not nicely braided as you would expect for a countess. Quite thin as well, and standing by one of the windows that overlooks the harbor, as you are let in, with the strictest warning to not upset her because she's mentally very frail.
This is from the nurse.
Did we... Where is the baby?
I haven't seen the child, and no one's asked about the child, so you don't...
So we haven't been told?
No.
Okay.
So I'm assuming that the nurse is sticking around to watch what we're doing.
Oh yeah, you are not being left alone with her.
And this is in her room, right?
It is. Yes.
All right. Well, I'm gonna turn to the nurse, not really paying attention to what's going on in the room. And on the way there, was I able to see any of the rooms that were actually like on my little list of missing keys?
A number of them.
Okay.
They all look, from the outside, they all look very much the same.
Oh, like no numbers to the room doors or anything?
No, they have little, like the list you have is numbers from the board that the keys were on, but the rooms themselves don't have numbers, they have little nameplates.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
So somewhere there's probably a ledger with what name goes with it.
Mm-hmm.
What?
I'm gonna want that.
What floor are we on?
Second.
Oh. How many floors are there?
3.
And is there like... How far from the stairs are we? Like...
Pretty far.
Is it just one way?
It's just one long corridor. And then there's, it's not some nice modern building with proper escape routes or anything. It's just the stairs up from the main building and then a long track.
Is there anything at the end of the hall? Like a... She's not
quite at the end of the hall. She's at, like, there's this little, like, in the little midsection, you have the room that has, like, the best view of the castle and the harbor, and she's in that one.
Agnes, dear.
She just looks at you.
Hi, we've come for a little chat. Is there any sitting, like...
Oh yeah, there's a little sitting area. Like, she has, like, these aren't, like I said, there aren't little cell rooms. We're talking fancy hotel suites with, like, a sitting area and a separate sleeping area. It's nicer than some of the apartments I've lived in in my life. So yeah, if you want to sit down, she remains standing at the window right now.
I don't want to get too close to her. Like, I don't want to make her feel like I'm, like, encroaching. So I'll sit towards the door, but I would like to enter the room.
Okay. She remains at the window. She looks skittish.
Okay. So... looking around, so everything is, like, kind of new. Is there anything to show that she's outwardly distressed? Like, ripping paper or broken anything, or...
Nope. She looks very calm. Quite quiet. There's no broken bowls or anything that she smashed in anger or scribbled paper.
Are they allowing her ceramic bowls?
Yes.
Okay. It's good. Good for a start.
They're not so much worried that she's suicidal, she's worried she might escape, and this is one of the fancy rooms with, like, the bars on the window.
Sure. Okay, well, let's just have a little chat then, shall we? She's gonna look around to see, like, if anyone else is entering the room.
So, I lock eyes with Linnea, kind of knowing what she's, like, looking for, and I turn to the nurse and I say, I'm not from around here, and this seems to be a very unique place. Where I'm from, they don't have places like this. This stonework, what is this? And points towards outside the room, like looking at the wall. And I was just wondering, this is very unique architecture you have here on this island. And how long have you worked here? I would like to
distracting the nurse?
Oh, of course, yeah.
Okay.
Like a good rogue would.
Yes. As you do. The thing is, I'm not sure she's particularly interested in stonework. Out of all the things she could have chosen to distract.
So what's the nurse? Can I get a description of the nurse? You said there's a wide variety of nurses here.
Yes. This is one of the female nurses. I'm trying not to just fall into stereotypes, but she's just very stereotypically Norwegian. Like, pretty skinny, pretty tall, very blonde, very blue eyes. Probably called Adelheid or something similar. Doesn't look interested in stonework.
Could
Has
she
been
be
eyeing
interested?
Frederick.
Oh, okay. I'm just a smaller version. So I'm going to attempt to flirt with her as much as I can, even though I guess that we're eyeball to eyeball. I don't know. I don't feel like I'm that tall. So
yeah, you're pretty much eyeball to eyeball. Yeah.
Okay. Well, What do I need to roll for that? Everybody is so pretty here, and I just can't get over it. Where I'm from, this isn't quite this scenario. And
So you're using your words rather than, as Frederick would, your pecs. So I'll make this manipulation.
Okay. Oh, well, I'm not very good at that. All right. Well, here we go. 1 6 and 2 1s.
Wow. All right, hang on. Let's see. Let's see if you heard twice. Let's see if she's willing to shift her. And this might be a good time to remind chat that they can buy you advantages. All right. Well, I also rolled 1 6, so I'm pretty sure she's definitely picking up what you're putting down, to put it like that. But I don't think she realizes it's so your friends can have some alone time with Agnes. So I think her gaze might shift away from entirely burly Frederick to focus on you just a little more. Like, so where are you from?
I'm from the Americas, and it's not as beautiful as it is here. And he looks straight at her eyes.
Of course she
Gives her the wink.
As a DM, I'm definitely not throwing up in my mouth a little. I love it. You have definitely successfully distracted this nurse, if only by being both direct and exotic.
Good. All right. Now, Linnea and Astrid can do their work.
As soon as the nurse turns around, Linnea is going to just up and out of her seat and not like rush Agnes, because still don't want to freak her out. We don't have long. We're here to help. Is there anything you can tell us about what's going on?
Astrid does follow, by the way.
We can try and get you out. Not right now, because we don't have a plan, but...
No, no, Dr. Norman said he would call in experts to have me declared insane. I'm fine. There's nothing strange going on. I just want to go home.
Do you think you're insane?
No, I just want to go home and hold my baby.
So... wouldn't it be better for us to help you? There are things...
How would you help me?
Well, what if there are things that some people can see and some people can't see, and that doesn't make you insane. There's unknown truths out in the world, and just because some people don't know them doesn't mean they're not true. Oh gosh, I'm really not good at this, am I?
Her eyes sort of narrow at you, and I need you to roll me a manipulation. Yeah.
Oh god, guys. Empathy. Okay. That is 1 6.
1 6. She sort of leans towards you and goes, I know what I saw, and I am not insane.
I know you're not. What did you see?
Look, it was just... I was so Edward was born, I was so lonely. Hugo is away so much for his research. I just wanted the house not to feel so empty. Don't get me wrong, I know my role. I know I am to support my husband, but he is away a lot, and we don't know anyone else here. My only support has been Father Cornelius. I tried to convince Hugo to get Edward baptized after his birth, but he was about to make a breakthrough with his dissertation, and there wasn't time, and he wanted to wait until his work was done before arranging the christening. I tried to explain to him that until he is baptized, that he will be defenseless against evil, and Hugo wouldn't budge, and he wouldn't listen, and it took weeks, and he changed. Edward changed. I swear, I put him in his cradle, and his face shifted. His eyes turned dark, and his beautiful little face twisted. And it was so strange, and he just looked wild, and Hugo was coming back from one of his trips to Kali Village, and he wouldn't listen to me. The baby was sitting upright in his cradle. He was 2 weeks old. They don't sit up at 2 weeks old. They don't. That is not my baby. That is a monster.
Where?
I don't remember everything that happened after that, but I remember the wet nurse pulling me away from the bathtub.
That must be awful. I'm so sorry. Where is not Edward now?
I don't know. He's out there somewhere. They won't tell me. I think he's still out there. I can feel it. But they won't tell me because of what I tried to do. They won't tell me what I tried to do, but I can figure out what I tried to do.
Hey.
I have to go to Father Cornelius. He knows what to do. He's the only one who's been here for me. He's the only one who's listened to me.
Okay, hey, we're here now, okay? Deep breath, right? Okay?
I'm crazy. I know what I saw.
No, sweetie, no.
Not my child.
Okay,
Astrid's going to lean forward. And is there something breakable nearby?
There's a lot of breakable things nearby.
Astrid's going to lean forward and say, I'm going to do something, and I want you to stay very still.
She just freezes. She is currently terrified.
can I hold her hand and, like, support her during this? Or will that, like...
Oh yeah, no, she will happily clutch your hand.
Okay.
Astrid's going to pull out her dagger. And then she's going to...
Oh, please don't. No, I know what I did was terrible, even if I don't know what I did.
No.
I swear I'll make it right somehow. I don't know what...
It's okay.
Like, she's causing enough of a commotion to distract the nurse from Comrade's beautiful brown eyes.
You hear from the hallway,
Astrid...
so you're willing to show me around. Okay, well, yeah, I'd love to see the windows over here.
Guiding the nurse away again. Who's
Astrid...
looking over her shoulder at the room.
Your hands are so soft. Wow.
Oh no, my dear. I'm sure you'll make up for whatever happened.
She doesn't mean to sound that threatening. It's okay. Everything's gonna be okay.
And Astrid
Just don't let her
knocks
stab
over
me.
the nearest breakable thing and goes...
Beautiful vase shatters.
And Astrid is going to aim it near her feet and then go, oh dear, and duck down and cut her ankle and take blood and go, you seem to have cut yourself, darling. We should probably get you some help.
See? Just a little fuss. No muss.
I don't want more help. Help just makes me feel numb.
I meant for your cut that the vase caused, dear.
What do you want me to do? I don't. I just want to go home.
It's
And
okay,
we'll get you there.
we're gonna help you.
She's just confused. She doesn't know what you want to do. Like, there's a cut on her ankle, but the nurse is being taken away by Comric, and she's just befuddled. Like, that is literally the word to use, right? She's just befuddled.
Astrid is just going to say, I just am trying to help. And she's going to use a handkerchief or something to collect her blood, and then
Yeah, that's not
and
creepy at all.
call Comric over with the nurse and say, I'm terribly sorry. I knocked over a vase and it appears to have cut Lady von
Kaiserling.
It's
Visorling's leg.
She gets bustled away to have it cleaned, and it's nearly time for her next mud bath anyway.
Is that safe with an open wound?
You pack it first, miss.
You all take just such good care of everybody.
Yeah, you're really great at this. It was nice to meet you, and then
Thank you, Comric.
I'll see you around, hopefully.
Oh, I'll make sure of it.
All right, zing. All right.
So, with Agnes being bustled away, we're going to leave Astrid, Comric, Linnea, and a very quiet Frederick behind for a little bit as we go back to Rollo. Rollo, you are walking down this hallway away from Father Cornelius's, just totally a word, study.
If they're like iconography and paintings, I just like to pause and admire them. You know, just because he's a shitty person doesn't mean the art looks bad.
It is annoying because he is a bad person, but his art is really good. Like you don't want him to be this good, but he is.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them. Most of them are of like there's a lot of saints in Russian Orthodox Christianity. He seems to favor the more militant ones and more of the fire and brimstone and less of the feeding the hungry and clothing the poor kind of saints. There's a very clear preference. Insofar as you're not sure how voluntary that is.
Got it.
But I would like you to make. I was looking at something.
Making rolls.
You're making rolls. I mean, sometimes you
I'm
get 8
yelling
dice.
timber.
How much fun is that even? I'm gonna ignore your singing, Kesha. I'd like you to make a vigilance roll. Let's make it vigilance.
Vigilance. Okay.
Yeah, let's do vigilance.
That's a lot of, still a lot of dice. Wow. 1-6.
1-6. Alright. So as you're admiring one particular bit of iconography, a female saint brandishing a huge flaming sword done in like the regular ink work is all right, but what makes this stand out is when there was foil gold plating added, and it gives it a layer of depth that you're not used to seeing in like backwater Estonia. Like this could be in St. Petersburg. This could be in like a proper cathedral. And as you're thinking this to yourself, and once again lamenting that such an asshole is such a good artist, you fail to hear the footsteps behind you.
Oh, bitch.
Because I got 3 6s.
Oh, dang. Okay. So let's fucking
And
alter boys, yo.
you fail to hear the kind of whistling sound as a large iron cross swings at your head. You do feel the impact, and you do somehow register a deep thudding sound. You're not sure if that's the cross against your temple or your body on the floor. But one of the last things you see is a pool of your blood spreading on the flagstones before you, and the cassock of a priest walking away, muttering about black magic. And that's where we're ending tonight's game.
Oh. Piss off the wrong person.
You did. You really pissed off the wrong person.
I did it on purpose. I know. That was such an act. You do very well.
Let's go around and do quick sign-offs. Everyone has a little moment to process what just happened.
Oh,
Everything's fine. For me. I'm the DM. Everything's fine for me. Reverse order, even though I don't remember the original order, I just know Mikyl was last.
yes.
Mikyl, who are you? Where can people find you? What was your favorite moment of today's episode?
Hi, my name is Mikyl, and I play on Eva's channel in 2 games. This one right here on Sundays, and on Horizon's Call as Proximus Midnight, who is a dark paladin going even deeper into the woods. But here we are. So I do some art. You can find me on at Mikyl Sandoval on Twitter and on Instagram. I do some things, but yeah. My favorite part, holy wow, there's a lot. I miss Leelo already. And I feel like I'm gonna be missing Rollo also. So but I just love everything at the tavern, and now we're gonna go back and have questions. So yay. All right, next. Bye.
All the cameras shifted like twice, so I'm completely lost. We'll just go to Wilde because he's next to you in Zoom for me.
Yes, hello. I'm Wilde at Wilde Engineer on Twitch and Twitter. You can also find me on Saturdays on Other Dog's channel for Invisible Sun. Gosh, today was. I really liked watching everyone do their thing, and so far, we're all a big chaotic group of just utter insanity. So I look forward to seeing what will happen with everyone doing their thing. And I'm so worried for Rollo right now.
It's fine. It's not like I'm used to having chaotic groups or anything. All y'all willful people. Let's see. Baker is not typing right now in the other 2 hours. Let's go to Baker.
Hi, my name's Baker. You can find me on Instagram at Minneapolis Baker. Otherwise, on Twitter at Baker Really Long. I only play here and on Sundays in this game. And my favorite moment had to be Frederick offering to commit me.
Okay.
That had to be my favorite moment, just because my character got to talk to Frederick for the first time.
I'm also pretty sure Frederick wasn't the only one who was thinking it, but he was the only one saying it. Eva. My darling Eva.
Yes, hello. I'm Eva. This is my channel, presumably. And I have the joy of playing Linnea on Sundays, and playing Winnie in Horizon's Call on Saturdays. Horizon's Call will be off this coming Saturday, but I believe we are on for Vaesen next Sunday, yes? Yes.
I have no other plans.
July 18th, we will be starting, this channel will be hosting a game of Monster Hearts, which we're pretty excited about. So, my favorite part tonight was, Comric being like, yeah, I got you. I know exactly what you want. And honestly, not what I was expecting, but I should have known. That was a delight. Also making progress at all. Literally any progress in this investigation.
Yes. You found a mystery. Well done. It only took 4 episodes. Kappa.
Hello. My name is Christian, but I go by Kappa in most online spaces. Yeah. You can find me on Twitter at the Kappa Chris. Wednesdays on Kevin Kudo's channel for Revenge of the Crit, Star Wars D&D 5e game, and Fridays on Roads Uncharted. We release episodes every single Friday, where you can find your favorite podcasts. Yeah, I have and had, I don't know, could be both. We don't know yet. Schrodinger's Rollo. The distinct pleasure of being Rollo Lithwick, the old man who really does not like priests, but knows how to talk to them. So yeah, and pushing buttons. Favorite part? I agree with Eva, finding the mystery, because a lot of the setup happened and we got a really great tavern episode, which love, but being able to start getting into the horror aspect of the mystery and all that stuff, super good. We'll be watching when I can't be on. Yeah, that's me. And then Anniek, it's you up there, I think.
My name is Anniek. You can find me on Twitter at Anniekster if I remember Twitter exists. Right now, this is the only thing I'm running online. All my offline groups are starting up again, so I'm planning shit for people like in my actual house, which also involves cleaning, annoyingly enough. But Eva is going to be an absolute angel and help me find players and run tech. And we're going to run a whole bunch of horror games this fall, because we keep buying each other weird indie stuff that we're now actually going to be running. So there'll be mothership and things that involve drumming, and I don't even know. It's going to be so weird. I'm so looking forward to it. My favorite part of the episodes. There were so many good ones. Honestly, for me personally, I just really enjoyed bludgeoning Rollo. I'm sorry, it has to be said. Just the mental image of a priest in a dress that everybody hates, sneaking up on him, and Rollo not hearing it, and taking a giant metal crucifix to the temple. The horror fan in me is very excited. Leaving someone in a pool of their blood is just one of the best cliffhangers you can ever give anyone.
Those altar boys are gonna have a lot to clean up.
Oh my god, the mopping of the floor, like flagstones, those stain.
Yeah, they do.
This is gonna be a thing.
Usually that's a good thing.
They don't even have freaking proper peroxide yet. This is gonna be such a mess. But now, I'm going to go say goodbye to everyone. And hopefully we'll see you next week for more Vaesen, now that we found both the plot and the horror. And in real life, be good. Get your pets. Stretch. Hydrate. Love you.